Hello. Hey everybody, how we doing? Welcome back. Let me turn down my beautiful background music here. Hello, hello, hello. How we all doing? Here it goes. Yeah, I'm adjusting that right now. I am doing good, Chrome. Thank you very much. I am I am very excited. Oh, Alteron. I listened to the what is the name of the game? The soundtrack, the one that you recommended. Why can't I remember? It starts with a T, I think. Terraria is what it is. That fucking, what is it called? Turrican 2. That soundtrack, that main song is ridiculous. Absolutely incredible. Also, hey, look. Oh, here I go. I got spam. Boom. There it is. What is up, y'all? I'm doing good. I have had a busy couple of weeks. I am selfishly stoked because this weekend, like a day from now, is the last wedding that we will be attending for this summer, which means that my routine can kind of, hopefully, fingers crossed, like settle in a bit better. We're very grateful, very lucky to have attended like a lot of weddings and stuff this summer. It looks like we're going to be hitting the final one. It has been difficult to schedule work alongside kind of the places we've been, but we're very lucky to be in different places, I suppose. And kind of well-timed too, now that, you know, things are starting to spike again. But in the meantime, in the past 2 weeks that I've been working, I have fully extricated open cities. I've gotten rid of actually all of the Arthmore mods, which is a shame, but it's done now, and it didn't take me quite as long as I thought it was going to. Open cities was kind of like the big wild card. And what I've also been doing, what I'm almost done with, is optimizing the cities. I can kind of hop in game and show you guys. Maybe we'll get some gameplay in today. Just one caveat is that I have a haircut. Sorry I'm starting late today. I had a doctor's appointment that ran late, and I have a haircut at 3:30. So that's like 2.5 hours from now, basically. So we're going to be slamming until then. My drink of choice for today is this beautiful Trader Joe's sparkling water. Also, Dylan, I got the sub badges set up last week. Sat up. And what the hell else is there, y'all? We're getting pretty fucking close to the release, which is freaking me out a little bit, I'll be honest. I do have some so I have to finish optimizing the cities. Right now I've done Riften, Markarth, Whiterun, where else? Riverwood? I've not done Riverwood yet. Riften, Markarth, Whiterun. I swear there's more than that. Oh, part of Solitude. I do enjoy sparkling water. Also, thank you for the sub, Alan Marr. I don't know why it didn't show up, or if it did, maybe I missed it. Yeah, so cutting room floor, open cities, the Parthenax dilemma, which has been replaced. I have not bothered to replace Point the Way yet, because I actually didn't have it installed. But yeah, I have like a... Here, hold on a second. Let me show you guys kind of the... Here you go. Here's a... This is the short list, right? So this is like the main stuff that I have to do. It's kind of roughly ordered in terms of how difficult it's going to be, sort of. It's not entirely true. Some of the stuff is really easy. So these, let's see, Riverwood, Markarth, Solitude, Riften, Falkreath, Winterhold. I guess I've only done Markarth, Riften, and Whiterun all the way through. So I still have Riverwood, and I have Falkreath and Winterhold. These ones should not be as bad. Maybe a smidge of Morthal. Yeah, Trader Joe's sparkling water, sponsored. It's weird. It is weird for sure. Sparkling water, it's kind of like an acquired taste. I mostly just drink it now because it's like something that's carbonated when I otherwise would have like a soda or something, right? So let's see. Performance cubes to cities. This one, actually, I'm not going to have to do a whole lot. One of the advantages to doing the exodus, the what's the word, exiling of open cities, is that the guys, it's really fucking cool. I don't know what the performance is going to be like on stream today, because when I'm streaming it's always a little bit worse, but I have a beastly computer, so to be fair, like, I don't think everyone's going to be able to expect this kind of performance. But I'm walking around in these cities, right, and they have a bunch of shit in them from like JK Skyrim and Dawn of Skyrim. I have been cleaning them up for performance and also for logic, because if you've ever used these mods, they really are excellent. They add so many different details to so many parts of the cities, and it just looks really cool. But there's a lot of stuff that they throw in there, a lot of it which to me is like, we'll say, a bit beyond the pale, a little bit overkill. So a lot of my adjustments are just kind of like removing things and rearranging things so that there's like a very strong emphasis on like realism and logic, right? It is just like, if I'm optimizing, I figure I might as well, you know, just like make sure that everything makes sense. Like, the way that I look at the cities is like, they need to feel like people live there and like use the stuff that you see. So I just kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't call that scope creep plot. It's part of optimizing. It's just I'm choosing to optimize the things that are way out of place. My specs are, you know, you're removing objects and you're improving the frame rate, because those are the areas where the frame rate is the most difficult. And this optimization pass was always like the most important thing that I had left to do. I just couldn't do it until we found out if Open Cities was going to stay, and now that it's gone, I could finally sit down and do it. My specs are, I have a 3080 FTW3. Oh, by the way, this song is from Bomberman Hero. I don't know if you guys were guessing at that while I was away. It's a classic. I love that game. I feel like a lot of people do who played it when they were youths. So I have a 3080 FTW3, and I also have a 5900X. I have like among the most powerful kind of hardware you can get. But anyway, so I'm wandering around in these cities. There's a bunch of shit there, and I'm getting like 60, 70 FPS minimum in like Markarth, for example, right? It's in 1440p with like the highest graphics profile. It's pretty fucking wild, if I'm honest with you guys. We'll see what the performance is like when I hop in game right now. So the last main ones, let's see. These guys. I saw a couple bald kids. I wanted to see if I can fix that. I have to fix it anyway, except to generate face gen. That's here. Remove a couple mods. This one's probably going to stay. Let's see. This one's easy. I might not even bother to do that. This one's easy. This one, I don't know. Why aren't additional stats showing in more HUD? Nice, Olivier. We are talking about performance of cities, because I've been optimizing. Let's see. Lock player controls during start, blah, blah, blah. Most of this stuff are like little tiny notes, right? And I could probably like deprioritize most of them. Like, I would say a large portion of these I could crank out in like a day. So we're getting really close. Yeah, I'm really sad about it too. It's a bummer to lose Open Cities. What are you going to do? I was thinking about it, and I think in the meantime, we'll make do. I would not be surprised at all if someone else takes up the mantle of like Open Cities. I don't know if I want to bother to do that myself, because I have a lot of other things that kind of need attention, and I think there's a very high chance that someone in the community is going to go ahead and tackle a project like that, who's not Arthmore, that is. So I'm going to wait and see on that one. My gut's telling me that might be the best move. What else we got? Update mods. These are easy. That's easy. This one's a little bit weird. But yeah, so this whole, like, I would say this chunk, plus like a couple of these, this one. These are like a few days work total. I'm gonna put this one down here. But yeah, beyond that, like literally everything here, that would, here's my like less important little notes. Oh, really, Cisco? I remember him saying that they were thinking about like putting together an SKSE plugin. That would just be insane. If you could have an Open Cities replacement that didn't require any patching, I have no fucking clue how that would work, but it would be cool. Rear IO, they would have to create it from scratch. On Wabbajack, how much storage space are you thinking I'll need to install this? This is a good question, Olivier. It's really hard to gauge right now because if I go in here, right, this is my data tab. This is everything that gets installed as of now. There's a lot of like conflicting files, right? So if you go into like, let's just, for an example, go into textures. There's a bajillion textures that are all being overwritten. Sure, Farmhouse, MD's Farmhouses. So something like this, right? Here's Farmhouse 01. This texture has equivalents in 3 different mods. That texture alone is 2.6 megabytes, right? So for this one texture, all we need is this one. There's still these ones that need to be deleted. There's it's going to be way fucking less than 350 gigs. I'm like, I don't know. It's really hard to say what it's going to be. I think it's going to be less than 100. Hopefully a lot less. Maybe 50? Maybe that's too little. Probably somewhere between those, if I had to guess. At least to start with, until I start adding even more crazy shit. Yeah, is that a lot or a little? I would say between, I mean, the first one is, 40? No, that's not a lot. Yeah, Phoenix. Comparatively, yeah, I mean, wait, Phoenix, I don't know if that's correct. You could be right, though. Oh, yeah, Finn, only 1 notification per day. What? I mean, what about some of those lists that have like a shit ton of I mean, I guess, no, just total space. I figure someone, if they're going to watch, they got the 1 notification. Well, even not just both. The downloads, I mean, I'm thinking like, because with ours with downloads is somewhere in the ballpark of like a total of like 60 gigs, I want to say. Yeah, I mean, I could check my mods folder. The thing is that this is what I mean. There's like it's probably somewhere in the ballpark of like 150 right now, maybe even 200. But that's because there's none of the duplicates have been removed. Yeah, my point being, like, I'm pretty sure there's Wabbajack lists that have much higher storage than that. Storage requirements, that is. Let me see here. Let's let this populate. You can see it go up as we speak. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. 390, holy fuck. So yeah, there's no way that what I'm saying is more than that. Yeah, so it'll probably be a lot less than that if I had to guess. Yeah, so this one is, what's it called? It looks like it's 131 gigs in the mods folder without any sort of optimization at all. So I think that's going to be a lot less. With the downloads, though, it's tricky. It's going to be stuff like this over here. Like all of these things. What really sucks... Of course. What really sucks is that, and I've thought about this before, but even people who are going to use the potato mode are going to have to download this like huge fucking thing. So I don't want to maintain 2 different Wabbajack installs, but that would be really cool. Nice, Finn. Wow, is it that small? It's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how much it gets. There's like a whole, a huge portion of SRO files are overwritten. Like, most. So there's a lot of mods like that where like some of these are almost entirely overwritten. But there's definitely stuff that there's no way I'm dropping it, but I will remove everything that's duplicate. But there's stuff that I use from Skyrim Realistic Overhaul for a fact. I would be so stoked to do that, King. That's a lot of mods, Cisco. I want to try that out. Whose mod list is that? Are you going to have to switch from Vortex to MO2? Sort of, Olivier. I mean, you shouldn't have to touch any mod managers at all. Ah, Savin. That's rad. I need to try it out. But I was going to say, that seems low, the 16 or 20 whatever on disc, because I remember it being more than that. But who's to say? Maybe they're compressed better or some shit. I don't know. Here, without further ado, let me hop in game and show you guys like the cities a little bit. Yeah, so a lot of this needs to be removed. But yeah, so Wabbajack will install an instance of Mod Organizer 2, at least in the case of, Ultimate Skyrim. If you don't plan on customizing it or trying to fuck around with anything inside of it, you shouldn't even ever need to use a mod manager. You can just use the launcher. Thanks very much, Witchell. But if you are going to customize it, that you'll have to kind of wrap your head around MO2, because that's what it's in. MO2 is also, it's really just, I mean, Vortex is cool, but MO2, that's the real shit, if you ask me. Okay, that's an interesting question. Yeah, so Anniversary Edition, we do not know yet what the deal is completely. We know some things. At the very least, we know that it's not like an entirely new client update, right? Like the way that, Legendary Edition to Special Edition, it's like a brand new game client entirely. So that's cool. That bodes well for compatibility. Bethesda has said that the additional content is practically just like a mod unto itself. So from a compatibility standpoint, that's good. It does mean that probably, I don't know, it really just depends on how they implement it. Like if we're going to have to incorporate the CC content somehow, or like patch for it, or if we want to use any of it, like that's pretty cool. Like I don't have a fishing system in right now because I've been waiting for this author to release their version of it. We get a fishing system through the creation kit. How about that? However, yeah, I don't know. I like all of the creation kit or creation club, content. I know nothing, almost nothing about it. I know almost nothing about what's out there. I don't know about the quality of what we're going to be getting. It's really hard for me to say what is going to happen or how it's going to affect us, but I promise as I know more, I will let you guys know. Okay, here's what we'll do. Oh, I have a super fucking cool thing to show you guys. This should be fine. Actually, no, we'll make a new character, just in case. So I was away for a portion of last week because we were at a different wedding. Before I left, I was asking some of the Skyrim engine reverse engineering wizards, like Parapets and Meth321 and that crew, if they had heard of a way to run a gamepad and like the keyboard and mouse at the same time, because I've wanted to do that forever, because I like using a gamepad for like world exploration and things like that, and especially now that we have the true directional movement smooth cam situation set up, it feels really good to run around in the world, especially with a gamepad. But I really like using the mouse and keyboard for like intense combat sequences, right? Because I'm way better with the mouse and keyboard than I am with a gamepad for like super intense stuff. So there's Hank's control map for sure, which is a really cool mod. There are quite a few mods out there that will allow you to use the keyboard in conjunction with the gamepad, which that is cool. But I was like, I want mouse usage, I want keyboard, I want all of it, all at once, right? Long story short, Parapets, who some of you might know, because Parapets is a legend in the scene, basically took it upon themselves to make that mod. I think they must have found the idea interesting themselves, or wanted to do it. And so now, we have the best of both worlds. Hold on a second, I gotta get rid of my... I gotta turn on input mapper. Now we have the best of both worlds. We can literally just, I'm including a mod, it's an SKSE plugin, where you'll be able to use the gamepad right alongside the mouse and keyboard, which is really fucking cool if you ask me. Hey, what's up, Twiz? You plan to have all this ready? When do I blah 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 blah? Oh, that would be great if you have the money to drop, because that would be like the perfect, you know, kind of like coalescence. So I can't give out like a full ass release date, not quite yet, but like easily before the 11/11/11, I think, or sorry, 11/11/21, I think is fair to say, barring some sort of disaster or catastrophe or something that I just did not see coming, which certainly does happen. So take anything I say, ask my team. When it comes to time management and just organization in general, I'm certainly not fantastic. But even I would have a hard time thinking of anything that would put us past that date. We will see. And that would allow us to coalesce it with the 10-year anniversary of Skyrim, the anniversary edition, right? Yes, Finn and Liz. Mika is Liz, not my wife Liz, but support lead Liz. Finn is also on the team. Yep, just add 6 months to anything I say. Yeah, okay, if there's another Nexus drama disaster, that would also push it back, but I think that that's not going to happen anymore as much. That's kind of like my my hope. That's like the big advantage. Yo, thank you for gifting the sub, Jimmy the Hat. Thank you for the follow, Pro Man. I think this new, I mean, that's why this whole Nexus system is really cool, right? Because it allows us to have a bit more, quote-unquote, project security. What preset am I going to go with? I always pick this Nord lady. I like her hair color and situation, face part. I still need to change these to default. That's why I'm going to have to run face gen myself. That one's going to be weird because I've not really done that before. So we'll see how that goes. Here's Miss Lady. And let's give her a different hair. There's like 700 hairstyles. 879. There it is. Let's pick a good one. What do you guys think? That one's too nice. That one's pretty cool. This one's funny. It's like braids. There's just a lot of crazy hairstyles in here. A lot of them are a bit too crazy. This one's pretty. I like this. Is that the one that I picked for the last one, too? Has been 1 or 2 years on what plot? Thank you for the sub, Pro Man. The hardware shortage? Do I have the classes integrated already? I do, Conrad. Oh, please feel free to ask whatever questions you want, which gives me something to talk about, too. I'm here to... basically, these streams exist as a way for me to kind of connect with you guys and update you on what the heck's going on. At least for now. This is a good one. I like that. I'm looking... Ooh, okay. We found it. There's the hairstyle. There it is. Whoops. Finish and name my character. I'm gonna go... What is my concept for texture resolution? If you're asking what I generally go for, it is, let's say 2K for a lot of stuff, 1K for a lot of stuff, 4K for certain things. It really depends on what the object is, how close the character will be to it. Thank you very much for the, wow, 4 months, 5 months, Gak, jeez. Thank you guys so much. Ultron Gak Spackle. Yo! Thank you so much, y'all. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna name her... Since I started on the SE update, has been... What is it? Almost... Basically a year and 9 months. Because I basically started in January. Let me... Of 2020, that is. Her name is going to be... Where did I see? Alia Gillian McKillian. There you go. Jillian? What time scale do it? That's not a bullshit question at all. It's a good question. So Requiem default is 10. That's what I currently go with. I just leave it there. I have considered doing a... Why is it like a blur, bloom effect? I have considered doing a, like a dynamic timescale, right? Because there's mods that can do that. Here's our Pilgrim class, by the way. Block, illusion, evasion, one-handed smithing, reach guy. Interesting. Boom, baby. Twiz, thank you so much for the gifted subs. That is above and beyond the Call of Duty, bro. Thank you so much. Besides your mods full of TP, have a huge amount of retextures. Sure. I would say generally a bit higher than, whoa. Oh, interesting. So I turn on, no wonder that blur effect. Interesting. Okay, that might be a problem. Yo, thank you, Alan, for the resub. 8 months. Jesus. Ender for the follow. Thank you very much. Anyway, here's your, what's it called? Gamepad control, right? Just run around in the world. Super fun. 360-degree movement. Turn off the HUD because... Apparently don't turn off the HUD because I can't now. What the heck is going on there? What? Why is that not working? Well, we can't turn off the HUD. I have no idea why. That was... I swear to God, that was working like... Why would... What would change that? Hold on a second. Unlock. Did I add anything? Oh, shit. You know what it is? Oh, no. Well, that's a bummer. That is so weird. Okay, well, I know why this is, but I don't... I know what's causing it. I don't understand why. Check this out. So, SSE display tweaks. Where are you? Or I'd bet money this is it. Here we go. It's this setting. Hold on. Open an Explorer. Here we go. Cam. Where are we at? No. No. So there is an option in SSE display tweaks. Whoops. That allows us to prevent the player fading when the camera gets too close. I actually wanted to keep that on. I'll show you what I mean. So normally, when the camera gets really close to the player like this, the player will fade out of the way, which is pretty good. It just sometimes happens when I don't want it to, so I wanted to change it. But apparently, disabling that makes our HUD hiding hotkey not work, which is annoying. However, it's tolerable. NBD. So yeah, anyway, this is, to me, like, the gamepad controls just feel so fucking nice. Like, analog movement is just, like, the best, and I find it, like, really cinematic. You have smooth cam preset, plus all the wonderful bells and whistles from true directional movement. Yes, a PS4 controller will work. That's actually what I'm using. That's what I use myself, Cisco. However, like, I come from a shooter background, right? So now I'm mouse and keyboard. Like, if I'm actually playing the fucking game, or I'm trying to, like, you know, stay alive. If I'm playing permadeath, right? And I need, like, every moment to make sure that I stay alive, like, gamepad is just not gonna fly. You can actually see that with me on, like, Season 2. Ooh. That shouldn't be. How about this? Hold on. Hey, Maximilian, what's my feeling on the Fallout? Oh, Finn, thank you for the resub. 7 months. Missed that almost. What's my feeling on the Fallout series? So I don't... Hold on, I'm going to answer sequentially so I don't get ahead of myself. I do not use Gamepad++, Mike, because Gamepad++ disables the keyboard controls and does a bunch of stuff. I think it's kind of designed to be used only if you're going to be using the gamepad, right? But since we're using both, we're chilling. Oh. Gak, thank you for the gifted sub. Next question. What's my feeling on the Fallout series? Would I consider making a mod pack for it? So I do really like Fallout, Maximilian. If I were going to make a Fallout mod pack, it would definitely be for Fallout 4. The likelihood is very low, if I'm honest. I would basically try to... I mean, that's the only thing that sounds like remotely interesting to me. Chances are I'm going to just keep working on Skyrim for the foreseeable future. Because I also don't really know Fallout 4 well enough to kind of know what needs to be fixed where, or what would need to kind of be changed in order to fit, quote-unquote, my ideal vision of Fallout 4. But that one's maybe. That one's a maybe. That one interests me just because, like, I always thought that if I didn't make an open world, like, medieval RPG... I'd probably make like an open world, not necessarily post-apocalyptic, but arguably post-apocalyptic because it's a good setting for this. Like almost like a Stalker style game where it's, or like Metro Exodus or something like this, where, you know, you had a lot of the same like survival and scavenging elements, but set in a world with like guns and like real technology versus something like, you know, swords and magic and fantasy and that kind of thing. So maybe. Will PS4 controllers show PS4 buttons? No, that will not happen, Cisco. Or if it will, it's, you might be able to find a mod for it. I've never looked. Horizon Sim Settlements 2. Interesting. I mean, I've heard of both of them. I really don't know much about either. Oh, look, I can move the oh, that's cute. I can move the cursor with the fucking gamepad. Who would have thought? Okay, hold on a second. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to select you. Can I not? Why can't I? What are you guys doing? Actually, what are you doing? Where are you going? These are probably improved roads, people. Here, let's see this real fast. Because true directional movement, I don't believe, has like a preset system yet, and I'm not yet customized as MCM. Base crosshair while attacking. Stop on there. Head tracking. That's all fine. Target lock. Honestly, I could do like any of the keys. We'll make it. And not do a control. Why? Because I have gamepad? That's weird. Interesting. What happens if I do this? Is it not letting me bind the key while I have the gamepad enabled? It's not. Well, that's odd. Guess we'll just do that. Line of sight, target lock. Sorry, let me get rid of some of this stuff. Reticle scale. There. And should be good. Let me make sure. Let me see where the health bars show up. This lady, I'm gonna... Please don't hit me. Okay, cool. Good. I didn't mean to do that. Or I did, but you'll forget. It's like I've used the Men in Black memory eraser. Thanks, Olivier. Much appreciated. Thank you, CP, for the 9 months. Jeez. Oh, wow. There's even Rumble. How about that? Oh, now you guys are going. Where were you going over here? Or did you decide this way was faster? This whole area is like... What's going on here? I feel like they didn't expect players to come over here that much, so maybe it's a tricky decision making this like the default starting place. Permadeath players, the modules have a permadeath feature. We do not have a permadeath feature in right now. We do have, well, I have some stuff planned in the pipeline. As of right now, I kind of just let players impose it if they want to. Excuse me, like self-impose it. But probably I'll build something in like at some point. Just for players who want the option to not have to, you know. Oh my god. This is old orc. These look like corpses. I don't, well, I see the dead saber cats. I don't see the old orc. Hold on a second too. Oh, I mean, I have some food. Depends on how legit I'm going to be playing this character. Get my delicious fox herb cutlet. Yeah, permadeath is any sort of death handling mod, like any mod that makes death different than how it normally is by default, is tricky, just because Skyrim's really not built for something like that. There's been some pretty cool stuff that like gets it there, mostly. And permadeath is probably the least problematic of all those types of mods because you're actually just looking for something that makes the files inaccessible generally, as opposed to trying to incorporate death like into the game loop. But generally at the moment, I just rely on people to... Those who want to do it will do it for now. So the dynamic timescale mods work a little bit like how games like Ocarina of Time work, right? Where depending on the area of the world that you are in, time will move faster or slower, or not at all. With Skyrim, obviously having the time move... Okay, I knew this fucking shit was going to happen. I have to figure out why there's like some sort of being like clouds in this area causes this blur effect. And I just have no fucking clue. It's like a vanilla effect. It's like the depth of field turned on in the innies, I think, is affecting it, but I need to keep that on for underwater graphics. So I'm just like, what the fuck causes this very strange blur? And can I get rid of it forever? Because I hate it. I also got rid of everything that is almost everything that is an effect that is attached to the camera. So for example, if you see these leaves that are kind of falling right now, like these gentle pine leaves, right? Those are technically they're a particle effect that is attached to the camera as opposed to a particle effect that exists within the world. Those ones I don't mind. These are okay. Same thing with like aspen leaves in the Rift and stuff of that nature. However, there are a bunch of effects that I fucking hate that use that mechanism. The primary one being the vanilla fog. If you guys have ever seen the fog where like it's almost like the fog is just like appearing in front of you like as you go, right? I hate that effect. I finally turned it off. I figured out what was doing it and then got rid of it. There's a couple other ones too. There's like some stuff related to Sam Raimi, that is. These trees are speed trees by LWAPs. This is an edit that we should be able... Jury's still out 100%, but I'm pretty sure that we have the perms to use that. That might work, Phoenix, but it's... I don't want to entirely... Oh, no. So what you're talking about is the real fog. Like, that's the... Uh-oh. World space fog. They're going to kill me. Let's try and... Okay, I'm going to actually try and kill these guys. Whoa. Whoops. We're going sicko mode. Let's see how we fare at level 1 with only an iron sword. What spells do we have? Clairvoyance. Why is Weather Sense still there? That is odd. Tongue's Trance. We got jack shit. Our spells suck. What's up, bro? This guy kind of looks like what's-his-face from Dragon Ball Z. Whoa! I'm gonna get you. He's running now. Whoa. Don't. Ow, I'm backed up against something. Ow, that hurt. Whoa. I gotta stay close to the wall, too, and I'm gonna hit by chargers. I don't think you will. Whoa. Ow. Okay, well, he's low on stamina. He's running. Okay, up against the wall. What do we got here? Sure, I'll take it. Yeah, it sucks. It's fog that it's not like... So the fog distance setting, I'm pretty sure... Whoa, that's... he's got a staff. Uh-oh. I heard that arrow being knocked. Fuck you.
That's your best, huh?
Wow, where's he going? Oh, because he's drunk, that's why. Nice block. I respect it.
No more? Enough!
What do we got here? Yeah, it sucks. I don't know if they're custom. I don't think they would be custom death screams. See, this is where being able to walk is like helpful. I know there's people up there. You see what I mean, though? Like, maybe this is just me, but having mouse and keyboard is so much better for actual, like, intense combat. Because it's, I mean, it's not a shooter, but there's projectile elements. Even, like, oh, God. Even, like, being able to aim your melee weapons, in my opinion, is more fluid and natural with a mouse and keyboard, maybe just because I'm used to it. I'm afraid of the... Oh, she's up there. Okay, who else do we got? I do third person so I can at least see my... Whoa. Uh-oh. Where do I hear that from? Oh, down there? What the heck? No! Where do you go? Just run. Whoa! Okay, you're mine now. Ow, she still got a hit in. She's running. I want your bow, though. So I'm gonna catch up to you, and I'm gonna kill you. There's a crossbow man over there. No, I missed. No! Don't hit me again. How am I? I'm probably not very good with a, Oh, and I destroyed her bow, of course. Whoa. We don't want to get hit by that. You gonna get one more in? No, you're not.
Enough!
Yeah, that would have been enough to scare me off, too.
Mercy!
I'm going to kill you. Brutal. Gimme. Who just carries around a raw goat leg? Do NPCs have true directional movement too? Sort of, Chris. They do. I mean, they always kind of have. The true directional movement, the thing that it really tries to do is allow the player to move in 360 degrees, right? So you, for example, normally, and when you're in first person, it's still like this, but like normally when you play the game, you cannot turn and move in a direction that you were not facing, right? So in theory, you could like strafe like this before, but instead of my character actually facing that direction and getting the movement speed of like forward, right? Because the movement speeds, maybe, okay, I'll just explain this really fast from like a technical perspective. The way that movement speed works in Skyrim is that every actor has different movement speeds for the different directions of movement that they are engaging in. What I mean by that is that, let's use the player character as an example. The player character has a specific speed for when they are moving forward in the direction that they're facing. They have a specific speed for when they are strafing left and right, like sidestepping. And they have a specific speed for when they are backstepping, which means they're facing this way, but they're walking backwards. NPCs can always move in whatever direction they want, right? They don't typically, because in Skyrim, when they see you, they are going to try and kill you, and they're going to face you forever until either you die or they die. It's a little different in something like Requiem now, because Requiem will, you know, they get scared if you hurt them too badly, or some NPCs flee and don't want to die. Then they run off in, 360 degree movement. So they've always kind of had it. The big difference between TDM and standard vanilla Skyrim is that in vanilla Skyrim, it is impossible to face the camera in one direction and then move in a different direction while still technically moving forward because your character is facing that other direction. Does that make sense? Am I explaining this well enough? So basically it just prevents it. It's like, here's a good example. I'm going to stand up. I'll do it for you. If we're in vanilla Skyrim, right? It's almost like tank controls in a way. You are kind of always limited to like, you can only attack in the direction you're facing. You can only strafe, right? Like you can't, it'd be so, just imagine if like in real life, if instead of me being able to do like this and like look over at you guys and like say, hello, I'm looking over here, I would have to be like this. Where it's like, if I want to turn, I have to be like, hey, and then I like turn back the other way, like as I go. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's why true directional movement is really rad. And it's like, if you go and play any contemporary like exploration open world game that's been released in like the past few years, I think you will find a system that is much closer to something like TDM, right? Yeah, Twiz, me too. I wish we all had to turn that way. It is really like, I'm telling you, here, I'll do it. Are we okay? Did I kill everybody? Is that lady? Also, it could use with a bit of a dead zone, because I'm like here, I'm like, oh, I'm just really slow. Really slow. Is true directional movement just integrating Urshan's mod? So, widgets and stuff interest me from that mod. Maybe I'm not quite understanding the question, Cyrus. We do oh, look at this. That's weird. What the heck? Oh, you know what? This place might be edited by Forza Skyrim. Let's see. Yes, it is. That would be why. Okay, well, I need to take screenshots of this then. Print screen, so I know that it's there. So from True Directional Movement, we use a couple different features. Mainly, it's the movement. I do not use the floating health bars. I think that they're really cool, but they are, here, let me, I'm also going to throw on that healing poultice, because I'm actually sort of playing the game here. I'm going to make a save. Did I just do that? No, I did not. And we'll spawn someone, and I'll turn on the True Directional Movement bars. You can see what those look like. They're very cool, if you ask me. I think target level mode. Text. Hell, actually, no. So here's a bandit, right?
I knew it.
So you get this. Just pretend like those bars up at the top are not there. I think this is really fucking cool. I think that the bar itself is beautiful. You can customize it in a lot of different ways. Ouch. You can make it smaller, bigger. You can adjust the opacity. You have a lot of options for making this thing work exactly the way you want. And I think it's beautifully, it has like a Dark Souls style like animation you can see there, where like the amount of damage you just did is displayed. Frankly, it's fucking awesome. I really like it a lot. The only issue that I have with it is that it's kind of intrusive, or can be. It certainly, you know, reminds you that you're playing a game, which for me, something about having the HUD kind of stuck to the edges of the screen will say, even when we are fighting like you can see like the bars at the top, somehow to me psychologically that just feels more abstracted than something like a floating health bar, which feels a bit more video gamey to me. But I was so like on the like part of me still wants to incorporate this because I think it's so cool and because I think it's so well done. The real deal breaker for me is that the method that we use to disable the HUD when players don't want it, right? It does, Finn. Here, we'll get it to update. Let's see. Or it should update. It usually does after like a certain point. Maybe I just have to like lock on or something. You got to get it to like refresh somehow. So if I can get it to disappear, her name would be fixed. But yeah, you can clearly see it's kind of tricky. Oh wait, yeah, there we go. So if you break line of sight, there it's fine. You can scale the bar smaller. To me, I've done that. It kind of, here, I can show you what it looks like. It still kind of creates that same issue. Frankly, I would not mind at all if I were able to shut it off with our hide HUD hotkey the same way I can every other HUD element. However, it is the only HUD element that does not shut off when using that method, which to me is a deal breaker. Because for me, I can't really demonstrate it. You guys have seen the hide hotkey, the hide HUD hotkey. That is a tongue twister. That we've built out. Target bar scale. Let's make it 8. We can even here. Opacity down to 80. That's pretty low. So you can see it looks like that, which certainly is less obtrusive. However, it is way more intrusive than just this, essentially, which is what I'm aiming for. Like when you hit that hide HUD key, I want the whole HUD to be gone. I want it to feel like anything remotely video game related is now off your screen. And unfortunately, a giant floating health bar does not quite, qualify. Hey, Tayson, how you doing? The best way to update, frankly, is just to install it all again and let it create a brand new install and then delete the old one. In my opinion. Oh, the size changes depending on how far you are. That, I don't know. I don't think so. I think that might actually be kind of janky if we tried it. But maybe not. But that is that would have to be something that the author implements, right? Whoa. Yeah, you can see, if I kind of zoom the camera out a little bit, it really does feel quite nice, if you ask me. See ya. You should run further. Maybe we'll hop in. Oh, wow. Look at that. Will I still be able to play my old save? It really depends, Ricardo, on which version you're updating to, right? If you are updating to a new major version, then short answer is no. You're always taking a risk whenever you update on an existing save, but I mean, you can always try. Maybe don't delete your old install. Try it out, see if everything feels generally fine. Uh-oh. Someone see me here. Do they? Someone's aware of me. Maybe it's the lady outside. Hello? Oh, there's a guy. Uh-oh. Nope. No one's here. I think someone saw me up in the rafters.
Someone there?
He's gonna come through that door in like 2 seconds. I don't think I have very much sneak. Thank you very much. Oh, here, I want to shut that off. True directional movement. General. No, target lock widget. So as you can see, it really is like, it's expertly well done. Like, it's really special.
Hello?
Hilarious. Don't see me. There's nothing to hide behind. Oh, that was close. They might still hear me. The open cities removal is done, Yosi. I finished it off. This Monday. So it is all good. I will show you guys the kind of slightly updated cities. I'm so... Oh, hell yeah. Oh, shit.
So much easier to roll when you're dead.
I'm gonna kill you. Whoa. Oh, here he comes. Let's go, bruh.
Can't win this. Can't
Yes, I
wait
can.
to count out your
You can see
coin.
that my... Whoa! 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 Whoa, boy. Oh, he's running. There he goes. Boom. And now I don't have my health bars back. Hello? I knew someone was waiting over there. Let's see the rest of this scenario. Sounds like someone's closer. Yep, here we go. Come on, then. No power attacks, though.
Call yourself a North?
Whoa. Ow, that one hurt. Oh, whoa! See, that's why you don't leave people to run away and then come back. Oops. We can kill them, though. In fact, if anything, we should use the... Whoa! That's not a good spot to say here. We should get out of here. And then run. And fight them out in the open.
What was that?
Gonna follow me? Oh, hello. Must have missed you. True directional movement. Target lock. Show target bar. Hey, Murray, how you doing? Whoa. Dev is going great. Ow, fuck. Ooh. Brutal. Oh, bummer. That was quite the crunch. One more time. I need a... Ooh. That's a cool model. Oh, he left too. Funny. What mod changes the interior? Depends on... Okay, hold on. I gotta get a file that has this disabled. True directional movement. Target lock widget. Show target bar.
Now wait.
Save.
It's a surprise.
Come on. Kill you. Whoa! Hey, I'm like, whoa, boy. That was a power bash. This guy's not fucking around. This is a good NPC. Oh, boy. Whoa. That was brutal. The problem is I can't see their health. Ow. Haha, you can't figure me out up here, can you? You don't know what to do. You can't nav mesh up here.
You puny weakling.
Fair. I mean, okay, he's figured it out a little bit.
Is that the best?
Nani? Oh, interesting. Heavy and Nor. Whoa, boy. Okay, where is this guy's health at? Whoa. Ow. Okay, now you're done. Interesting. I'm not. Oh, someone's still. Oh, it's that lady out in front. Must be. So the interiors. Whoever asked that. So I do have a mod that kind of expands the forts called the Forts of Skyrim Rebuilt. If you're talking about lighting, that would be. Hello? I see you over there.
What was that?
Nothing. If you're talking about lighting, that would be a few mods. I guess what? I'm gonna kill you.
Over here.
Told you.
Stab you in the back.
No. Stamina recharge. Yeah, no kidding. What HP bug are you talking about, Murray? Hello? Oh! Brutal. Oh, man. If you're using a pad also, what's your hotkeys assigned to? You mean like item hotkeys? Which you can use the same ones. You can use the hotkeys on the keyboard. You can, I guess gamepad has like 2 hotkeys by default. To be honest, I'm not really sure. I really don't use... Oh, this guy's going to be in trouble then. He's not running though because he's too courageous. Are you kidding me? This is like... This guy might be like the boss. Whoa. Here we go.
Mercy.
So yeah, there are technically 2 hotkeys, I guess, on the gamepad, which I didn't know. It doesn't seem that useful to me, to be honest, but I don't really use the gamepad when I'm in combat anyway, unless it's like the most basic combat encounter. Like I was saying before. I just find it so much more maneuverable on mouse and keyboard. Hey, what's up, brah?
Did you hear something? I cannot best you.
Oh, doubles. Okay, these ranged archers are pissing me off. Yeah. Oh, he's loosing arrows like a motherfucker. Now I'm out of stamina. Whoa. I don't care about you so much. Don't follow me. Hello. Oi. This is a full ass. Uh-oh. Nice shot. That was pretty cool. Okay, now I'm gonna be. Oh, there's a lot of bandits here. There's a lot of bandits, and I'm like all out of stamina. They're still shooting at me. I don't want to go back there. I'm gonna get pincered. Someone over there. That guy's reloading really fucking fast. That person, that bandit is like a pro. God damn, this is a I mean, I am level 1, so it makes sense. I'm even, you know, I'm Ultimate Skyrim level 1, which is slightly more powerful than Requiem level 1. Maybe we should go about this a different way. Instead of, you know, running through the front door. Let's see if there's an alternate entrance. There's this one, which probably connects. But it could be a totally separate area of the fort. Oh, okay. Assigns 8 hotkeys using the D-pad. Really? Wait, really? How does that work? Toggle focus. I mean, you can always use Sky UI's thing. That's like a good way to use hotkeys of sorts. I didn't know that you get 8 hotkeys using the D-pad. How do I even assign something to a hotkey on a gamepad? I have no fucking clue. I'm just realizing. I can do... Oh, I probably have to do it like... Let's see, I can do it here. I know how to do that. How far into debt? We are very rapidly approaching the initial release, Murray. Can I climb? I can't climb this, can I? I cannot. Alright, well, shit. Let's try, Oh, yeah? Let's try this door. Looks okay. Or maybe through here? No. Hey, what is up, Great Pedinsky? 1, 2, 3, 4 is top, right bottom. What? And do you just hit the button on it? Yeah, this looks like a different area of the fort. Maybe not. Playtesting is going good. Thank you for asking.
Go to the college, Dad said. Use your smarts, he said. I'm supposed to figure out which college he meant.
Oh, hello.
Mighty smear, you won't leave here alive.
Oh, here, let me do this too. Because it doesn't like when I do this hide the target bar. That might help. Oh, that's a... see ya. Let's fight out here. It's better. There's more things to hide behind. You follow me? Wabajack will only be... Hold right tap. Oh wait, are you saying you use Gamepad++ to do this? Because that's how I remember Gamepad++ working, but not vanilla. Are you guys gonna just kill me right here? Better not. Okay, fuck that guy. Stop. Oh, that's scary. Outside. It's weird that they're not following me. It might not be marked as like an encounter zone that allows them to do that. Ah, okay. But it's not, it's a mod then. It's not like vanilla functioning. You might have said that already. And I just missed it. Okay, this is a problem. This is actually worth noting as well. I'm pretty sure like the ability to cross through encounter zones is like defined on like an area to area basis. I need to double check that, but I'm just going to make a note and say that the forts of Skyrim. Alternatively, this is not an important bug. Say, enemies passing through doors, or maybe nav mesh issue. So I'll say it could be one or the other, I would think. Well, this sucks. I can't really, like, do much here. If I'm gonna, oh my god.
You think you can take me?
Kinda. Not all your friends at once.
Smear, curse you!
Fuck. Come on, then. One of you guys. I don't like this. You guys need to be stupid. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I can't move. Okay, this is not good. And I missed. It's too dark. I can't see. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Okay, now I'm really in trouble. Maybe. Whoop. 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 Definitely don't want to be in the middle of all of them. Oh, I'm stuck. Ugh. God. This is a tough one for a level 1 character, but we'll do it. Yo, thanks for hanging out, CP. Praxis as well. God damn. Now I'm beginning to think like... I mean, this is just really a tough... The idea that I'm trying to take this on a level 1 is a bit excessive. But I'm game if you guys are. Well, here, how about this? Would you prefer that I try and clear this dungeon, or you want me to show you the slightly updated and optimized cities? I can do both. I still have time. At least I hope I still have time. Yes, it is most certainly a possibility. NT Spooky. Liz says dungeon. I had like a ranged... I see you up there, you fucker. There's so many of them in here. The cities are just optimized, basically. So you got a lot less stuff like randomly strewn about. They perform much better. Hello. Wow, I cannot believe I just missed that. Nope. Alright. We'll do this encounter. We'll see how it goes, and then, we'll see. Hey, assholes. Fuck that guy.
So I can stab you in the back.
Oops. Whoa.
It'll be so much easier to roam when you're dead.
That guy might be the boss.
You won't leave
He's got a
Skyrim
dwarven
alive.
mace. That's not good. Whoa. Whoa. I don't want to get stuck between them. I want to punish that though. Ow. Come on. Oh, I'm still being
That's all
targeted.
you've got.
That was a close block. Whoa.
Yourself a north.
We gotta close that door so that we're not constantly, whoa. What? Ow. Whoa. Fucking die already, dude. Whoa. Stop cutting off my escape routes. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Take me. Skyrim
I'll bottleneck you guys so you can't. But I don't have the energy. Good training. Can I? Oh, I can't hop shit. Ow! Wow, I'm on the verge of death. I'm gonna die.
rip your heart out.
Oh yeah, I got kill moved. There it is. Yo. So the reason that the lighting is odd is because JB mod, it's kind of broken, or at least it is on the install. It needs. You'll see it here. I'll show you. So basically, what you have happening is where are we at? Get rid of JB mod. Is this it? No, right here. Okay, JB mod is short for dungeon darkness, dynamic, seriously immersive dungeon darkness, whatever it's called. It tries to dynamically scan for areas and like disable lights based on where people aren't, and also just to add like some randomness. I have all that. It doesn't always know what to do. It's like anything where it's like an automated process. There's just a lot of instances in which it kind of doesn't make sense. So I tried to tell it to stop doing that, because really all I want it for is the ability to what's it called, to turn light sources on and off, right, like dynamically. That's like the only feature I really want, and I can't seem to disable this other feature where it's like scanning for things to turn off. Like, oh, this one I can't even turn off anyway, so it's not even doing that. Should I be able to turn this off though? Maybe? No? Well then, fuck it. I especially shouldn't even bother. Whoa. Wow. Is there a fireplace somewhere? But yeah, so that's what's responsible for that. I basically need to remove that as well. It does, Alan, but that I have turned off. It's not actually changing how long it takes to load. It's just forcing the player into not moving and putting like a blank screen effect in the front. The cell itself is, ow, still loaded. Gotta finish these guys off fast. That's what she said.
Let's see what you've
This is
got.
not a good start. Come on. Ow. Ow. You prick.
Lucky hit.
I need to also fix the, well, it's not really but... Oh, I had a feeling someone was going to be coming from that direction. You're like the little baby guy. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, that's a big issue for me, Pumpkin Cake. That was the main reason why I turned it off. Stop. Whoa! I don't like not having control at any point. Stop! Ow. Whoa. Hop over the bar. Oh, come on, man. Uh-oh. No way. This is bad. Going back outside. Because they can't follow me, apparently. So fuck off. Oh, you get find your courage, lady? Oh, they did follow me. Never mind. Okay, so it does work. Oh, fun. Yeah. But so Wabbajack is going to be like, at least as of now, the only way to install it. Okay, here. I'll show you guys the cities. I can show you some of the performance. I wonder what it's going to be like on stream. I really need to get the second stream camera or stream computer set up again. We will do this. Let's go start Riften. Now let's just do a stable so we're outside. What's up? Here, I'll walk around using my wonderful gamepad. Like okay weather. Where's my performance right now? 504 FPS. You know, somehow that doesn't seem correct to me. How do I switch sides? Wow, it's like it won't even give me an FPS reading when I'm streaming. That is odd. It feels more sluggish to me, that's for sure. Oh, whoops, might be kind of scaring you.
Riften's under my protection. You watch yourself now.
Okay.
All right, then.
Hold there. Before I let you into Riften, you need to pay the visitor's tax. For the privilege of entering the city. What does it matter? All right, keep your voice down.
Guaranteed speech
Want
check.
everyone to
Pass.
hear you?
In case anyone didn't know.
Let you in. Just let me unlock the gate.
Yep.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes
Gate's
here,
unlocked.
we'll
That's
be
so.
ready.
You can head inside when you're ready.
Thank you, asshole. Yeah, premium is it's a little pricey. You should be Sergeant Bacon. Also, I'm gonna walk
I
over
had another
this
run-in
way
with a thief's guild.
to avoid mall. Well, whatever.
Careful, the Thieves Guild has Maven
I don't know you. You and Riften
My
looking
friend,
for
what's
trouble?
going on with your skin tone there?
Jail.
I'm not scared of
That's the wrong answer. Last thing the Blackbriars need around here is some troublemaker trying to steal a piece of the action.
I just don't
Yep,
want
okay.
You can pretend not to
You're
hear
the
me
only
all
good
you
thing that's
ya.
happened to
but
this city
you
in a
better
long
stay
time.
out of the Blackbriars' business.
you. So this is Riften.
When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on time and for double the usual fee.
What's up,
I
Sapphire?
don't have any business with you, so get out of my face.
Okay.
Next
let's
time,
take it
keep your
easy.
plans quieter, and nothing would have happened to you.
Of course. Say, how are we going to sell all those fish before they spoil?
You know,
All I
I
care
can tell.
about is the gold.
As soon as I do, and you have a few needs in you, everyone will know.
Yikes.
Come to laugh at the grave tender?
No.
If you're trying to ask if I tend the Hall of the Dead alone, then the answer is yes. You think anyone around here is going to lift a shovel to help me? Guess again. Leave the dirty work to old Alessandro. Look, I didn't ask for this job. I got stuck with it thanks to my father.
Cool.
I'd ask you to maintain civility while you're here.
Just drinking priest. I like her very much.
Rare trinkets and the finest oddities from Morrowind.
So just like it's kind of hard to tell like what the differences are if you've not seen these areas like the way they normally are like in JK's and Dawn of Skyrim. But suffice to say, there's just a lot of stuff strewn about. Some of it doesn't make like a ton of sense. Or like there's a lot over here. For example, there's like a bunch of statues and stuff that kind of just they look like they don't belong there. They don't really fit with the geometry. It's just kind of like odd. There's like candles and stuff, right? Oh, here's something that I've missed because those don't spawn actually in the CK for some reason, and they have like a little marker. There's like it's like along this wall, right? There's like a bunch of small plates that have like candles on them. And when I see stuff like that, I'm like, who is lighting these candles? Who is able to like reach these places like relatively easily? So I just kind of remove stuff based on that, or I like move it around, or just try to create like believability edits like here and there, so it all feels like a real lived-in place as opposed to just kind of like a location that's been like arbitrarily beautified. Does that make any sense? or like out here, like another thing that I do is like Dawn of Skyrim and JKs will add a bunch of like ingredients around everywhere. There's just ivy and there's hanging moss on everything. So I've definitely scaled that back a little bit and only kept it in the places where I thought it made sense. I do things like I remove the ingredients that make no sense for like why they're in this part of the world. Like for example, in Markarth, the whole Markarth Lane, what we used to use back in like 2012 as our benchmark for performance, like that area, if you guys know what I'm talking about. In Dawn of Skyrim, there's like a shit ton of the lichen from Morthal. There are swamp fungal pods, there's creep clusters, there's glowing mushrooms, like all embedded like throughout that area. None of those things grow in that area of the world in Skyrim, so making edits like those is kind of important to me. Yeah, exactly, Connor. Yo, what is up, Glushrek and Rezi? Oh, Rezi, what's up? You can see there's like here, let me just unlock this. Just little things like here. And it's just easy to do like while I'm in these areas anyway in the CK. But like, so when you first, like this area, these lavenders are added by, whoops, I'm targeting myself, Dawn of Skyrim, right? And so you have this yard where there's like a bunch of storage. I don't know if that's Dawn of Skyrim. It might be. No, that's just default, like vanilla. So you have this yard, right? And you have this bench over here. Which presumably the people who live here would use, like, you know, these are like here's their firewood pile, presumably. In fact, this I should probably get rid of like this, because if they're using this firewood pile, it doesn't make sense for this stuff to be here. You know what I mean? Like, it would look weathered, it would be messed up, and so like in this like lavender thing, I just look at it and I'm like, well, if people were using this, there would be a gap for them to, you know, go and sit over here. Just little shit like that. I know that kind of stuff is like very unimportant in the grand scheme, but it's just, it's the kind of shit that you certainly don't notice when it's wrong, because it just kind of all feels contiguous, right? But you do notice, no, sorry, I misspoke. My brain is not working. You certainly don't notice it if it's done well, but you do notice it if it's done wrong. No, there was no lavender gap. It was just one big giant, you know, thing of lavender on either side, right? Just imagine, you know, the lavender that you see here, but completely solid on either side. And I think that's the kind of thing you see a lot in these kind of large-scale mods, right? Like city mods, because I think that a lot of the time the creators do think about details like that. Like, you can see areas in which they've clearly thought about things on that level, but they are also responsible. These are people who, in this case, are trying to decorate or detailify the entire fucking city. So of course they're not going to be like, sometimes your brain just goes in mush when you've been doing this stuff for long enough. It does not surprise me at all that little details like that slip through the cracks. I'm happy to come along and at least contribute in a way that I think, you know, helps or makes sense. It's like this one should be going too. Like this this well, right? I thought it was like, okay, maybe it makes sense for some ivy to grow here. Maybe it makes sense that some hanging moss is grown there because you have a bunch of shit in front and people can't easily like get to it to remove it. But like all across this well, normally there is like hanging moss and ivy and plants and like everything is in here. And I'm like, yo, if people are using this well as a literal water source, like, ain't none of this shit gonna stay there. Like, people would remove that stuff like immediately, you know what I mean? So just things like that I like to get at. Or just like stuff like over here you have, what is her name? Oh, is this her she's got an idle marker where she's standing literally in this. This is holy crap, might be. So here's where your thoughts, the sides are too clean. Which sides? You talking about this, Lizzie? What do you mean? The mod count is somewhere in the ballpark of like 500 something. I don't think this well is connected to the thieves. Oh, you know what? It might be. You might be right. It might be like dripping down, like that's like the center. As in you're saying like there should be moss on the trellis texture? Lizzie, that's a next level edit. Yeah, so there's just like stuff like all around, like there's any little crack, right? Like in the, what's it called? Any crack in the ground in like, I can't remember if it's JK's or Dawn of Skyrim. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty high water. There's like plants. Yo, thank you for the follows, y'all. Oh, Connor, thank you for the resub. I missed that one somehow. There's like whole ass shrubs that are like in every single one of these little things, and it's just like, no way. You know what I mean? Like people are literally walking through. Like this one is a maybe, just because it's kind of out of the way, but there's no fucking way that you would have all these plants and stuff in a place that is literally like the most popular thoroughfare in the city. Just things like that. You know what I mean? Or like down here, immersive laundry. That shit's fantastic. Something like this where people are using this to like dry out their shitty old whatever these things can go. Normally in Dawn of Skyrim and JK's, I'm not sure which of the two adds it, there are like a bajillion ropes that run between the two sides of the canal down here. There are banners hanging from those ropes that aren't of any particular insignia. They are just a bunch of kind of like random colors. It's very clear that it was put there to try and be visually interesting, but it's the kind of thing where if you look too closely, you're like, this does not make any sense. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff I'm on the lookout for. Or just like doorways that have a bunch, like there will be like hanging moss, like this whole thing will be covered in moss. I'm like, I don't think that's, you know. What's up, Brad?
Yes.
What do you got?
The finest skooma at a fair price.
He's like an orc. You don't have any skooma. Funnily enough, here, I'm going to add this. I think Dawn Skyrim merchants can't sell skooma. Say base run SF03803F from, oh, it's inconsequential. No. So there's like a bug. Inconsequential NPCs is kind of a, what's the word? Yo, thank you for the cheer, Noxon. Let's just say it's a mod that certainly shows its age. I disable a lot of stuff. Usually that happens because they don't have a certain marker as a merchant, right? Yeah, it's a lot of bugs. I mean, I do my best to try and iron these things out, right? But unfortunately, the team can't really help me with that at the moment because they don't have an installable version of Special Edition. But that's why we just say, you know, your mileage may vary, and we'll try and iron them out as much as possible. Yeah, that would be super cool, Murray. Thank you for the follow, Haas. So yeah, there's Riften. Where else can we go? Like this. So I'm sure this was fine, like when they first did it. I think you have a like this moss right here. I guess if you wanted to have it as like a, you know, oh, I'm decorating my stall that is like the DLC 2 gear with DLC 2 ingredients. Like maybe I'll, you know, you can let it slide. But something like this, you just get interactions. Like this is actually pretty cool. I like this banners here. You would just need to move it a little bit because you have a model here that's been upped in terms of polygon count. And now it clips through. Beautiful. Oh, I mean, it's A-okay, Rezi. Like I said, even if you were not busy, like everyone who is, like the team can't do shit. We have like 4 or 5 different follower mods, Cisco, to replace Nethers at the moment. What's up, Bray?
If it's a mercenary you're looking for, you found him.
Really?
There's no stronger sword arm for hire.
See, inconsequential NPCs is pretty odd. That voice does not match this guy.
If you're looking to hire the strongest mercenary in Skyrim, I'd wager your search is over.
It's like okay. Sounds like
best
Maul,
not
though.
to walk the roads of Skyrim alone.
Sure. Let's go to White. Yes. Yep, it's no, it's not Vilcus, it's Farkas. And Maul. Maul just spoke to us. And also quite a lot of other characters. Interesting NPCs. Is not in yet, but I don't know, likely will be at some point. Same thing with Inigo. Yeah, that might be a good idea, Lizzie. Glushrek, the main mod that affected it was open cities. Losing open cities was a bummer. Basically just use that as an opportunity to yeet all the rest of the Arkhmore mods, just to kind of avoid a similar scenario in the future. And then Nethers went and basically... Ooh. Look at these things getting cold. Are you like LOD graphics that are deloaded because I didn't... What's it called? I COC'd here? That's odd. What was I saying? I was saying, yeah, so it's really open cities. That was a huge pain in the ass, but it's out of there now. That basically set me back by like a week. You got Whiterun.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my
Yeah,
own.
yeah, yeah. Heard this
Why don't you
conversation
swallow that stubborn
400
pride
times.
and
Oh,
ask
there's
Norman
a
to train me?
Zolda.
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's storm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nethers went on a site that I'm not even going to mention by name.
There's a nip in the air. Cold won't be good for my crops.
Oh,
Never
yeah?
is.
What's up, brah?
I'm a bard by trade. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Nope.
It's the leaving
They
that's hard.
say
Need
the
to get rid of
college
this
has
lady
been
because she's
snooping around
terrifying.
Sathal.
She's another inconsequential NPCs.
Bridges in the burial crypt. No good can come of that.
Elfina
It's not
Greymane.
easy being a woman in Skyrim, I know. But stay strong,
Aw.
and men will come to respect you, and maybe even fear you.
Wow, Elfina.
Until
yeah,
next
take
time.
care.
See ya. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to show the absence of stuff, right? What's up, brah?
Finest cuts, fresh from the wilds.
Yeah, Whiterun is really
Good
cool.
hunting.
I'm a big fan, Connor. But yeah, there's just a lot of little things that have been removed, adjusted. Like, there is so much fucking moss on, like, everything. And I was like, okay, maybe leave, like, a little bit. It looks kind of nice. Or, like, I like to do stuff like, when I'm deleting a bunch of just random moss and ivy or whatever, I'll leave it in areas that look like they'd be hard to reach for someone who's attempting to clean. Because that seems realistic to me.
We can't afford it.
It took me weeks to find that thieves' den. I can't stop now. And I can't get the sword on my own.
Oh, yeah?
So you're willing to starve your wife and daughter to reclaim some rusty old sword?
I just need to hire one, maybe
So
two
right
good
now I
men.
use all good Witchel. I just haven't, you have to patch it.
I'll put it plain.
And I haven't bothered
You can
to.
claim
I don't
your
bother
sword,
to do all
or
that
you
stuff
can
until
keep your wife.
almost right before
If you set
release.
foot outside
Patching
that
E and B light, patching all good. If they are not patched, then it just functions like it does in vanilla, which is like you'll see my sword if I unequip it. It's gone. Where did it go? Who can say? It's an issue for sure. Yep, or houses of people who you think wouldn't bother getting rid of it is definitely something I think about. Or like up here, like here, we can look at like the companions. What's up, y'all? So like the companions area I like mostly left it intact. There's like a couple things I left this cool little mammoth skull like up there. This area I cleaned up a lot. I think it looks great. By default, there is so much stuff here. There are like vines like all over everything, like going every which way. Oh, cuties. Practicing your spin move,
Here to
Rhea.
be a companion? Well, they just let me in, so there's probably no more room. Farewell.
Practicing her draw must be. Hello. You look kind of green. Maybe it's just dirty. What's up, bud? Those added moss harvestable. The ivy is not. Moss certainly is. If we can find, that's like another issue, is that not a lot of it is both harvestable and also it's free. You can just take it. Let's see if I can find any that I left. Or like there will just be, yeah, you gotta have a green dog. There will be like you know, you'll have like an archway like this, right? And there will just be like moss on like all around the sides of it, almost as if it's like intentional, you know what I mean? Or like I left some ivy here. I just like, if I get like a little wisp here and there like that to me is more immersive than kind of having it everywhere. Like something like this is kind of what I mean, where it's like, okay, clearly you want moss on this side and you want moss on this side, so it creates this like framing effect. But that just feels like somewhat unrealistic. Like you could do this, and to me that almost looks a bit better because it looks a bit more like it, of course, like the most minor of details. You are probably right, Connor. There's a lot of instances where the authors were very clear. Like I would go to remove some moss or some vines or something like that, right? And you would see that they were trying to cover up a seam of some kind. Here I got our Talos statue. Behind the Talos statue, there's like a bunch of shit so that I removed. I thought it looked cooler when it's like this, right? It's like flanked on either side. What's up, Hamster?
You have come to hear the word of Talos. Today, they take away your faith.
That's hilarious, pumpkin cake.
Tomorrow, what then?
Oh, thank you, Tats.
Do the elves take your
oh man, well, how long have I been working on it in total? I would say, oh yeah.
There's a rift here in Skyrim. Can't neither magic nor the passing of time make it right.
Okay. Bergrit.
Skyrim is not as safe.
Oh, you're sweet. So I've been working on Ultimate Skyrim holistically since like early 2016, I want to say. It's almost like 5 years now. Maybe it is 5 years. I don't fucking know. I would have to look. But the special edition version I've been working on since January of 2020, and we are getting extreme. I'm always reticent to give exact dates. Oh, here's some moss. So I can just harvest that for free. I guess nobody else wants it. But that's why it's doubly important to get rid of a lot of that stuff. Oh, and see, like these, I need to come through and get these. I'm just going to remind myself by tagging it. No. You. Print screen. It is very close to completion, comparatively speaking, within a couple months at most, is what I would say. Again, take it with a grain of salt because you never know what might happen. That's not a promise, but it's certainly my goal. There's a lot of moss down here. And a salmon. Delicious. Nice. And some barnacles. Murray, you're talking about Live Another Life alternate start? Arthmores? I don't use that mod, actually. It's Debella. Interesting. I removed the Skelly Boy in the water because it doesn't make sense to me that there's a skeleton that is very obviously there, bleeding into everyone's water supply. Yeah, Tats, if you're asking me, I would say wait, because it's so close at this point, and it's just like if you want Legendary Edition for other reasons besides playing Ultimate Skyrim, maybe go for it then. Otherwise, if you're waiting for Ultimate Skyrim specifically, I would say wait, like hold off until the special edition releases. I have not. So we use a completely different start entirely. We use Skyrim Unbound Reborn. What's up, Brett?
I work for Bellathor at the General Goods Store.
Cool.
Shop at Bellathor's for the best prices and selection. Pays me to say that.
Hey, Moonlam, how you doing?
Just don't hit me.
What's the biggest thing I miss from Oldman compared to SE? I would say that I miss the Cobb mods. I miss Cobb Positioner. I miss Atronach Crossing. I'm going to have to replace those. I have Jackson's Positioner in here. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yes?
Yes. But I miss Atronach Crossing for sure. And other than that, I don't think that much. Yes. Yes. That is true. Here's another area where there's just like a bunch. So like normally, this is what's it called? What is this flicker? Why is that even there, really? I guess because of this? Gross. It's just tomato sauce, of course. So this is, what's it called? War Maidens, right? War Maidens by default has a bunch of like metal grating like on all the walls, and there's like swords and shields and shit behind it, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't know. It's just things like that. I left some of the moss over here, or ivy, I guess, just thinking like, oh, who gives a shit? One thing that is kind of interesting to me, that like people would put moss all up and around, or like ivy and moss all up around wood structures, like all throughout Riften. You have ivy that is like all up over the wood, which can look cool, but there's a reason that people generally, like if you've ever seen like houses, IRL, I don't know if any of you have ever seen a house before, but houses specifically with like ivy and moss, there's a reason that people don't let ivy and moss go ham on wooden paneling and wooden siding. It's because it's bad for the wood and it can very easily start to fuck shit up. Proper masonry is a bit different, where like solid masonry, you can have the like usually the vines and ivy and things like that are not nearly strong enough to make a dent in proper masonry, which is why you see kind of that whole ivy effect more on like stone wall houses, right? So that's something else I try to be mindful of. Yeah, Liz knows what's up. And it's just kind of weird, you know what I mean? It's why is this here? This is a Helljarkin farm. You really, these things are like a plague. You can't get rid of them. The market though. Is this one supposed to be over here? Maybe? One's normally right there. I have not added any schools yet, Cisco, but I have some mods on the back burner that certainly would hit that note. Add schools to several of the settlements. That is, I suppose, one benefit to not having open cities anymore, at least for now, is that so many things won't need patches anymore the way that they would have before, right? I won't have to like manually patch them. Sure, Ellen. Do I have ivy purposely planted on stone walls near highways to beautify them? Not necessarily. There is, I mean, a lot of the stone walls have ivy on them by default. That's like a very specific model that you can use that like includes the ivy. Which makes sense because these stone walls are just kind of left there, and if there was any ivy or any sort of vines in the area, it could very easily grow up through the stones. But when you see a bunch of wood buildings with like ivy all over them, that, for me, breaks my immersion quite a lot. Set game hour. The reason I got rid of open cities, bruh, was because Arthmore removed it from the Nexus, and it's that, and then generally we'll just call it the Arthmore factor, where Arthmore is not a fan of mod lists. I don't know this for a fact. It's been a long time since I've seen him say anything about Ultimate Skyrim specifically, but I don't think he is a specific fan of Ultimate Skyrim. And I just think that he's made it very clear kind of how he wants his stuff to be used, right? And I don't think that including it in the mod list is congruous with that, we'll say. Yeah, Helljarkin Farm in general needs like a massive tightening up to the point where I almost removed it from this version before I could do that. Kind of one of those things like I'd almost rather have it not be in there until we can give it the attention it deserves, but I was like, fuck it, who cares? I'm probably being a perfectionist. Throw it in there for people who enjoy it and then refine it over time, just iterate. Set game hour to, what, 9? Can't do that, 9 p.m., 20, that'd be 8. Oh, my thirst is increasing. Oh, yeah. Astronaut Crossing is it's just like a build your own stuff anywhere mod that is really cool. There are some seemingly suitable replacements for Special Edition, like the one that really has my my attention is Campfire Unleashed or something like that, which I'm hoping will like scratch the same itch once we bother to get it all, you know, sorted. But I don't know for certain, and I just like Astronaut Crossing is really good. David Cobb is a legend. He's the author. His stuff is just of supremely high quality, and that I do miss. And porting his mods are not nearly as straightforward as porting some of the other mods, right? Because he does a lot of custom scripting. He includes his own DLLs. Porting that kind of stuff is a bit trickier than porting your average mod, and by a bit, I mean it's massively trickier. Hey, cutie. Look at him go. See ya. Yeah, Alan, here's Whiterun at night. At least partially. It looks like we've got an Aurora going. Let's wait advance time by an hour. It's a pretty bright night because of the Aurora. The clouds help a little bit in terms of darkness level. Thank you, you know nothing. Yeah, so just general cleanup. Of course, repatching for non-open cities, I guess you would say, is fun. What else? There's a lot of foliage. I mentioned this in walkways and things of that nature. We can check out Markarth as well. Markarth is pretty cool. Markarth is one of the more edited cities, I would say. It's really clear that, at least to me, that JK and the Dawn of Skyrim author both seemed very interested in sprucing up Markarth, which is cool because I like Markarth a lot. The visual design of it. I feel like Markarth maybe does get some attention. Windhelm's probably the one that people get the most like, nah, I don't want to bother with it. But I think that what JK and Blues did is really rad, and then just scaling it back just a teensy bit, like how I mentioned before, makes it look really nice. Oh yeah, Market Murder, of course. Yes, Grave, it uses Wabbajack. The Docks of Solitude are like, there's not really a whole lot to them right now. So what I'm planning to do, I guess, I think I've spoken about this, but maybe not. Since we're here, since we have the time, here, I'll pause. So my plan for the major cities is this. Every major city has several mods that maybe excepting Markarth. I don't think I can think of anything off the top of my head that I have waiting in the wings for Markarth. But for most every other major city, including like the smaller townships like Falkreath and Winterhold and Morthal, I have some mods. Like while I was doing the development of Special Edition, a big reason why it's taken so long is because I needed to acclimate myself with all the different stuff that was available on Special Edition that was not available on Legendary Edition. So I did a lot of testing and a lot of just kind of trying out different mods to see what sort of stuff I would be interested in, what sort of stuff, you know, might be viable if we made some changes, etc., etc. So what I essentially have waiting is a very, very large list of mods that I'm going to draw from for each of the major cities in an effort to basically just take each major city and expand them into a much more believable scale, just a slightly more big city feel, right? That is important to me. I am not the sort of modder who likes to add, generally speaking, like entirely new settlements to Skyrim, right? Because I think that when you add entirely new settlements, which there are some mods out there that do a really good job of that, really genuinely incredible work, you're still running into a lot of trouble because an area in which I think we kind of take Bethesda for granted is that, yes, a lot of the locations in the game feel way dinkier than they probably should, but that's a direct consequence of Bethesda trying to make every place feel unique by having unique characters that all have their own personalities. Almost every character that you meet has something unique about them. Almost every character has some sort of quest or something related to their life that you can kind of engage in some way. And you really start to get this feeling when you are working with an entirely new settlement that has just been made from scratch by modders, right? The contrast between Bethesda's kind of attention to detail, or like, we'll even just call it the fact that they have legitimate voice-acted characters, and I'm not even going to comment on the quality of the storytelling. We'll just say that the fact that they have like characters built for these locations that talk about them and feel like a part of them, that starts to, the lack of that stands out in entirely new locations. All of that is a preamble to say that my plan for expanding the location, that's basically it. I don't really plan on adding a ton of brand new locations, because I also don't want to get rid of that like wilderness feeling of Skyrim. I think that this is something modders talk about a lot, where like Skyrim is not that big if you really look at it like across the whole. So if you start adding a bunch of entirely new settlements, you can lose that feeling of, oh, Skyrim is a harsh wasteland, like very easily. So instead, what I basically have is for each of the major cities, I have like a list of mods that I'm going to hopefully add to them to make them, I'm going to build up the existing locations to feel larger and more natural. And that's kind of like the philosophy. Does that make sense? Hopefully, to all you guys. Does using Wabbajack provide any limitations? I don't. If anything, I would say using Wabbajack provides the opposite of limitations. It provides an insane amount of possibilities for stuff that we can do and replicate on other people's machines. It really is incredible to work with, to be honest. Yeah, Margaret's gonna be done in like 2 seconds. Here, we'll here, let's get like a nice sunrise. Let me turn off Sunhelm as well, so I'm not getting like debuffs from fast forwarding through time constantly. Why am I doing this on the gamepad? I have a mouse and keyboard. Sunhelm survival disabled, please. Ultimate Skyrim has never been on Steam Workshop, because there is, I guess Steam Workshop does have like collections or something, like what Nexus is trying to do. I'm actually not sure about that. It's always been kind of historically such a complicated thing. Yeah, the limitation would be mod sites that don't allow Wabbajack to use them, but that's a limitation of any sort of auto installer. Here, let's go set game hour. Let's just wait like regular people. Like non-cheaters. 12, 9, 8, 7, 6. Beautiful. Oh, what great weather. This is a beautiful thing. Beautiful sunrise. Yeah, Alan. So for religion, right now it's really tough, because I think the best prospect. So like, this is the plan. I really need to make like a roadmap for after release, so I can show you guys kind of what I'm going to tackle when. The first things first, post-release for like the subsequent versions, will be filling in like mechanical systems that aren't there yet. That includes like large-scale property ownership. It includes changes to religion, like adding religion worship gameplay. It includes vampires and potentially werewolves, but werewolves are in a slightly better spot than vampires at the moment. It includes like some changes to standing stones, and maybe even some stuff like some perk additions and stuff like that. But so religion is you know, if not priority number one, it's like up there. And for religion, my thinking is between either Simon's Pilgrim mod or Enai's Winter Sun. And I'm leaning towards Winter Sun specifically. I think both of them are doing, in terms of like the way that they represent the different deities and like the powers and stuff that you get, they're both frankly fantastic. They have wonderful, wonderful ideas. Just both really, really cool. The only reason I'm leaning towards Winter Sun is because its method of like accruing favor and worshiping fits my philosophy a bit more closely, in that like I think with Simon's, you basically, you know, you select a deity to worship and you get a power based on that, whereas with Enai's, you get this essentially like over time you have to like build up your favor. It's almost like a progression that you build up with the different deities based on meditating and praying, like, you know, just spending time doing that kind of stuff, and also acting in ways that would, you know, fit the favor of whatever deity. And I personally really dig like that progression element, and just not quite, you have to like, it fits the rest of the philosophy of the pack, I think, in a Requiem, where I want to give you something to progressively get better at, and you can feel yourself kind of, because there's a lot of powers too that literally oh, here, sorry about that, let me do this. Here's good weather. My B. The favor, there's a lot of powers that you can get in Winter Sun that scale with how much favor you have, like directly. Like, let's say you have like 50% favor with the deity, you'll get an ability that does 50% of its effect or something. So it's almost like a 1-to-1 in some cases, which is really cool. So yeah, that's just, it's almost like my philosophy is very like The Sims, in the sense that like I want your characters to be able to like train skills, for example, by, you know, interacting with like the training object, and then, you know, oh, I've been training for 4 hours, and then maybe it makes you like tired or something, and you have to then deal with your needs. So yes, Winter Sun is the likelier inclusion just because of that system. Is the sun coming from this way? It must be. Rises in the east and sets in the west. That must be, right? I honestly can't remember. Where are you going? Alright, see ya. We should get a really nice sunrise over here. Whoop. Whoop. Up. Whoa. Ha! Characters jump so high. I'm not. Hold on. Whoop. Can you use CBBE? Potentially. You would just have to install it yourself. Whoa. Is the water level always this low right here? Skyrim's in a drought, yo. I guess it is. It doesn't look like it would go higher than that. Like wading through. Whoa. You see the NPC on the horse? Wait, look over there. That's something I don't know if we'll ever be able to fix too, so I might just have to remove all the different NPCs that are on horseback. Does the sun have a fixed path, or does it change with the seasons? I believe it has a fixed path. I'm actually not sure. Pumpkin cake. Thank you, you know Muffin. You know nothing. You know Muffin. We have, so one of the things I'm working on right now, as you can see, there's like a lot to juggle, because again, like I'm the only person who has a build playable right now. Like the team can't even help with like bug fixing and stuff. So I'm focusing on development. I'm trying to kind of juggle. They're doing some things in the background too, like working on the wiki and getting all the materials set up. One of the materials that we're trying to get set up is a public Trello board that lists all of the mods that are kind of mods that have been suggested and are either, you know, up for evaluation or have been cleared for entry into the pack or have been denied or whatever. So that would be the resource for it. Also, please ignore these LODs that are, it does not know what the LODs should be. They have not been generated. Yes, Marie, I actually am going to use probably, right now I'm only using the populated, oh look, 2 trolls fighting a wolf. Wolf, you better get out of there, dude. I'm going to use only the populated prison cells, excuse me, at the moment, but I'm probably going to be bringing some of the other ones back depending on how well. There's been some new mods that have dropped in the whole kind of like, you know, we'll call it a living world, like wandering kind of populace style that I need to evaluate. I need to go back to improved roads, which you use right now, and that one unfortunately might end up getting cut as well. There's a lot that it does that I really like, but it's just a bit wonky, and also it's the one that tries to place NPCs on horseback, which I've never just never managed to. You can do it. You can put NPCs on horseback, and like most of the time they'll work okay. But you just can't seem to get rid of that bug, where they just fly around all over the world. Thank you, Twiz. Appreciate it, by the way. Alan, are you talking about the one that's currently in Ultimate Skyrim, or are you talking about the new hotness? Skyrim at War is the new hotness. The one we currently use is Immersive Patrols. Inconsequential NPCs that had prisoners you could help? Help in what way, Witchell? It's possible. Also, we were supposed to go to Markarth, that's right. Here. Let's go. Markarth. Exterior L1. Yeah, I mean, you can still metagame Skyrim at War as well, just because, you know, there's definitely characters who are dead on the ground, and the armies are not going to, you know, requisition all their gear or anything. I do like the fact that it changes kind of the landscape of the world, like, as you move through it. Yes, Tats, I am a modder myself. I'm the creator of this mod pack. So you would call me like a mod list curator, mod pack curator, whatever you want to call it, and also a modder, because I make individual mods for the pack as well. Whoa. There you go. There's your sunrise. Here's Markarth. It's I really like the early morning lighting, but let's get it a little bit more neutral so we can see some of the natural colors. Getting there. See, like this area. Here's kind of an example of what I was talking about before. You know, you could argue that, like, I guess no one would clear that moss. I guess no one would clear that moss, like, up there. Maybe they don't care enough. But sometimes I'm just like, no one would just, like, kick that shit off of there. Just, it would take 2 seconds, right? It might even be vanilla. Who knows? Probably not, though. Oh, maybe. Base, yeah, that's vanilla. What else? That's kind of you, Greg. Yeah, that would be my guess, Witchell. Inconsequential NPCs specifically doesn't try to add NPCs that add, like, quests and things like that. It's more just, like, random NPCs that the author thought would be, like, around, which is cool. Like, for example, there's, Maven has a bodyguard in Inconsequential NPCs who follows her around, which I'm like, oh, that's actually great. Or, like, there's, bodyguards for a lot of the carriages, too, right? The problem with Inconsequential NPCs is that a lot of these NPCs are voiced by amateur voice actors who are just, like, it's just immediately obvious, right, that they are dinks. They do great work. I mean, for amateur VA, it's all, you know, fine and dandy, but it is very much like amateur VA. Oh. All right, I need a kill or don't kill Waylon here. Say who dies. I'm literally gonna do a poll for this because it's fun for me. Here. Poll. Say who dies. Say Waylon. Margaret. Duration 1 minute. Decide their fate. Someone's gotta die. You guys have to choose. It's basically the trolley problem. You know what I mean? How long have I been streaming? I stream... So, Oh, thank you very much. I have been streaming for quite a while. I used to stream more. I just, at the moment, because I'm working so hard to get this fucking release out, I have not... Normally, I don't stream, like, just these VODs, right? Or just, like, the kind of random-ass gameplay. I like to try and stream, like, whole-ass playthroughs. I just kind of can't do that until we have a release. Multi-track drifting? What is that, Finn? The poll didn't come up. Oh. Try tapping the chat to get rid of the keyboard. Oh. What? Oh, what the hell? Wait, I think you guys are right. I think it didn't start. Pull. What the French toast? Say, okay, well, at least this way. Here, I'll say Waylon, Margaret. I can add a both option. There you go. Okay, start poll. Current poll, who dies? There you go. Tats, I've actually been trying to turn this into my day job. So right now, it's like basically my full-time job. I wouldn't say that I'm earning enough at it yet to where it's sustainably going to be my full-time job. But I'm hoping that like the Patreon income will get upped with the release, like once we've got a few more eyes on it. This will be the first version that's available. Special edition, which is kind of a big deal because I think most Skyrim players have migrated to special edition by this point, myself included. There's also some cool stuff I think that we have planned for the patrons. Yeah, you know, they're going to be featured a lot more across like the launcher and other things like that, so I'm hoping it'll incentivize. Also, Tyler and I have been trying to think, oh wow, both it is. No one wanted Margaret to die though, which is cool because Margaret's kind of sweet. Alright, well.
Your journey home?
Oh, did you see his dagger?
By the divines, the Forsworn are here in the city.
Everyone stay back.
Oh, whoops.
The Markor City Guard have this all under control. There are no Forsworn here.
There are Forsworn here. Margaret.
By the gods, that man nearly killed me. You saved my life.
Damn.
Whoa.
Another body to get rid of.
Here. I was gonna bring this to my sister, but I think you should have it.
Thanks.
No. I don't have any idea. I was just shopping for a pendant for my sister back in the Imperial City.
Because I'm a hipster. Alright.
God.
Whoa.
A woman attacked right on the streets. Are you alright? Did you see what happened?
Heard some shouting.
A Forsworn? Strange. Damn. Well, I hope the 8 give you more peace in the future for what it's worth. Oh, I think you dropped this. Some kind of note. Looks important.
Is this your note?
I'd better get going.
Okay, see ya. That guy's dead. Wow, people just keep dying around here. It's so crazy. I can't. Okay, fine. No. Margaret, why are you unselectable? The obsidian fog. There we go.
Damn, another body to get rid of.
It's true, my friend.
The Forsworn, here inside the city.
I focus almost exclusively on Skyrim tats. I mean, I do mod other games for fun in my spare time, just if I'm playing them. But this is the only one that I've kind of, you know, done like a whole thing. By Divines, the console is here in the city. Hilarious. All right, so here's Markarth, right? There's a lot of like, I don't just do the edits for kind of like logic or making stuff look better. There's also several mods that we use to improve the poly count on certain objects, like these barrels, for example. They're not terrible, but they're definitely higher poly. These sandbags can be the same way, and there's a couple different kinds of clutter objects that I know have way, way higher poly counts. So like these guys, the rabbits, there's like, let me see if I can find some like jugs. These kinds of things are significantly improved. So I try to be very careful about like what I leave in the spaces, because you're trying to prevent as many draw calls as possible as it's described. And the more polygons you have, the more often you get those. Hello. So here's like a little storage warehouse. And just go all around. But generally speaking, I think it runs very well for how much stuff is going on here. I mean, I'm streaming right now. I'm assuming it's not going to show me my FPS like before. I don't know why. Oh, wait, no, it is now. Yo, thank you for the host, Sacroletius. What is up? Thank you for the raid, that is. Raid well, okay, there's the FPS goes again. But it was 80 a second ago, and that seems about right. This feels like about 80 to me. And admittedly, this is not like a super difficult part of the city. Down there is more difficult. Up there is alright. What's up,
Bloody
Brad?
enough for you, outsider?
What did you say to me?
Markarth, is it bloody enough for you?
It's bloody enough.
Then turn around and go back where you came. City doesn't need you, doesn't want you. Blood and silver
yeah, thank
are
you,
what flows through
Sacroletius.
Markarth.
Hello,
That's the way it
Raiders.
is. That's the way it'll stay.
Cool. See ya.
Yeah.
Everyone just gonna tell me their life story or what? How you doing, bro? You have a good stream, I hope. It's like this area in Dawn of Skyrim and JK's, like, it tries to take this whole, like, little middle section. Oh my god, what's going on in there? Hello?
Don't bother with Tacitus. Useless.
What is she doing here?
Until next time.
Do you like just hanging out? This seems like an AI overhaul package. Like, maybe she actually comes here on purpose. Yo! Oh, nav meshing Dragon Bridge. Super fun. Nav meshing in general, always the most fun. It actually can be pretty fun. Yeah, there. Oh, maybe Connor. That's a. Could be. She's just kind of hanging out. She could be meditating for all I know. Maybe she's going through some shit. You know, sometimes she's got to feel the water on her face. Yeah. So this area, I don't know why she would. I almost wonder if she's not there on purpose, Alan, because I don't know why she would be here otherwise. AI overhaul does stuff like that sometimes. Current package. Well, maybe not. Let's see. Take a screenshot. I can look at that. Yeah, I feel you, Sacroletius. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So in Dawn of Skyrim, this area is there's like a big. How do I describe this? They basically turn this whole kind of section. Just imagine like everywhere I'm looking here is like this massive like statue with like all these different dwarven armor pieces and like a bunch of crazy stuff. And like it looks pretty cool in the abstract, but it looks very modded to me. And also I find that like, I don't know, I like this, just imagine if like this whole area of the screen was kind of obstructed, right, by like all this stuff. And like it does look cool, but I kind of prefer this shot, I guess you would describe it as, of Understone Keep coming up from this direction. So I tried to lower some of this stuff and I like made some changes around here just to give it more of a, what you might call a scenic kind of cinematic view to it. I added some of these banners for Markarth. And this guy decided to leave here. I was not, you know, I was like a maybe on him, but I think it looks pretty cool. And this is the whole thing where it's like the subtle touch is key. If you have something like this, maybe, you know, this is the only thing that is like so egregious, then it's kind of cool. You could see them doing something like this, maybe getting a Centurion's carcasses and then, you know, setting it up as almost like a statue. But when you have like random dwarven robot shit just like everywhere, I think the effect starts to wear thin, right? Or when you just have stuff like strewn about on the pathways, just everything like that. Yo, what did you release? Sacroletius. Yeah, Sacroletius is a modder. 300%. Yeah, here's the famous Markarth Lane. This used to be... What's up, brah? This used to be, like, way back in the day. Sacroletius probably could back me up here. Back when Skyrim first released, this was the most taxing area of the game. Not with all the stuff that's added here. I mean, that makes it worse for sure. But there's just a lot of stuff, and the game does not handle many objects well. And we used to go, if you wanted to gauge your performance, you would go and stand right here, and then you would look at your FPS and kind of see where you were at. Is Understone Keep Interior still ruins? I think it still ruins right now, Pumpkin Cake. I know that there are mods that fix that. And I would definitely... Part of the reason why I want to get that Trello board set up is because I want to have a clear place where people can make suggestions and they get like very obviously, tangibly filtered in. Here, I'll show you guys kind of the downside. This was like an area that I gave a lot of attention because it's very... Who is this man? so normally there was just like all kinds of shit up in there. There was like creep clusters, and there were fungal pods, lichen, just all kinds of shit. Same thing down, like this to me looks pretty wild already. I think it looks really cool, which is why I kept it. This is just about as and then I left like barnacles in some cases, but only in areas where the barnacles were very, very close to the water where they could conceivably show up. Because sometimes you would see these barnacles like all up through there or like up here, which is no bueno, IMO. What? Well, hold on, I want to see what Sacriletus' mod was from today. Did I miss it? Yeah, it's exactly that. The Illuminati. It's like, this is not a city that runs on like dwarven technology for the most part. I guess the exception would be like some of the parts of Understone Keep. But yeah, it's like, yes, it's made out of dwarven ruins, but it's fairly like low tech otherwise. Ooh, it looks like I missed one. There's a swamp fungal pod. So it's just kind of weird to me that all this fucking dwarven stuff is just strewn about all willy-nilly, especially when like the dwarven ruins are supposed to be pretty like inaccessible generally. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about that I like to you know, fix. Yeah, the glowing green plants are pretty wild. We'll just assume that they are something like this whole area like before is covered in like these kinds of vines, right? So like imagine this just all over the place here, and I was like, well, wouldn't these things get trodden on like super intensely? So like I left this one because it's kind of like large enough to where, you know, you could see it still sticking around even if people did walk on it. But the rest, or like you just have vines like this, or ivy like all over the ground. I'm like, this does not make any sense. Yeah, see, okay, Sacriletus is my guy. I know that we have very similar tastes in terms of our, I would almost call it like let's say we're very particular in terms of like immersion and things like that. I am easily way more, I think I give things a pass that Sacriletus would not. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Sacra, but like all this stuff is just straight up gone. Is that gone for you entirely? That's the reasonable move, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, that's the cool part, Tats. I think that's how most of us started out, is like, you know, we just love this game and we want to change something here or there. So you like start out making little tiny changes, and then before long, before you know it, you're just going ham. Yeah, they are. So like the glowing vines, I kept them. I kind of like the effect. It's definitely a bit insane. It's far crazier than almost anything else, but I thought I might be able to get away with it. It's like, okay, fine, I'll keep these guys. Like, clearly there's some kind of interesting magic going through them. I think they look visually pretty cool. Jury's still out on exactly what the fuck they are, but I figure if I just leave them and then the rest of it, because like otherwise it is it's really fucking wild through here. You've got these massive glowing green vines, you've got glowing blue glowing mushrooms, you've got that stuff that I mentioned, like the creep clusters and the pods and all of that stuff, just kind of all over the walls and things like that, right? So there's a lot of stuff. Remove the spiky grass in the waterways. Is that... I don't know if is that in... Oh yes, of course, the blacksmith water. The infamous... Oh look, my evasion leveled up. What's up?
I'm Gorza's assistant. I help her with the forge.
Cool.
I should heat
Thanks,
up the
Tacitus.
forge. Gorza is the one you should ask if you need anything.
Okay.
Oh, goodbye then.
I'm asking you again.
I'm not very
now.
good for anything more than smithing nails right now.
You can't even smith nails, bro. Your nails suck.
All right, then.
I just heard her yelling at you about that. Ah, interesting. Thank you, Rezi. So yeah, if you have that context, there's a strong argument to be made that those glowing vines should just be removed entirely. Maybe we'll still do that. I reserve the right. Maybe I can be convinced, but I've just left them there for now. And I really, I mean, looking at this shit, like with the 3D trees, I'm like, this is enough greenery. Imagine this, but literally 100% more greenery and like vines and crazy shit than what you see now. And that's like what it is by default. So just a little, which it's a double whammy because you get to remove the stuff for performance and you get to remove it for visuals. It's pretty good. You know, can I? Well, I'm gonna have to go here pretty fast. I'm gonna be slightly late for my haircut, but that's okay because I was late on the stream, and also my haircut place is like literally right across the street, so I'll just run over. Usually they're running late anyway. But I want to check Dawnstar because I feel like Dawnstar really is not going to need that much attention. I think it's generally okay.
Divine sake, Skald. Who do you
I
think
do
we're
not get to play
threatening with
Skyrim that
war
much.
games? We're not soldiers anymore.
Hopefully we'll get to play more.
He's wearing his old Legion armor.
Oh yeah?
What should I make of that?
He's proud of his service, Skald. The Legion taught us loyalty, and we're loyal to Dawnstar.
This isn't over.
There's like some sort of
I
wonder
got
if
you
there's like
sending
acceleration
one
for like
letter to General Tullius. I'll have you both executed.
All right.
You come to Dawnstar at a bad time. Tempers are fiery. Stay out of trouble now.
Okay, bye. I love you. Yeah, absolutely, Sakura. Always. You have what's it called? Carte blanche to post literally anything you want. So we're on the lookout for stuff that, like some of these things I could probably, like these guys I'd probably remove. They're not so egregious, but it's like, you mean to tell me that people aren't walking into that shit all the time? I do. It really depends, Tats. I like to play permadeath, to be honest with you. I mean, the game's not really designed for permadeath. Secretly, I do kind of sort of try to balance around it, at least a bit. Because to me, it is extremely interesting to play that way. I really like treating it as though I only have one life. Or like sometimes I'll play like where I have like a couple lives, right? But it is, yeah, I mean, it's not, Skyrim was never ever designed to be a permadeath game. It is very much designed to be a save Skyrim game. What the heck? Why does this look weird? Not, These ones look okay. And yet these ones look weird. Base form 05C8D2. That's odd. Are they like upside down or something? Yeah, just I think that's my issue. I feel almost like an adrenaline junkie with permadeath, where it's like after you play permadeath, everything else is kind of hard to do. But yeah, Skyrim can be really long. It's really just like if you super want to challenge yourself. I would say, as far as funneling you into a specific play style, I suppose it could, if you really wanted to like maximize your chances of, you know, not dying. There are ways that you could play that would be much safer than others, right? But I feel like that's the fun of it too, is kind of getting to figure out like what can I get away with? What can I like push the limits on? And as we add more and more, oops, sorry, buddy. As we add more and more different mechanical options, using things like religion and using things like standing stones, rebalancing, and racial abilities and things of that nature, I think that there are a lot of interesting possibilities.
I don't like taking orders from a boy, but I need the gold.
Okay.
Until next time.
Oh, this guy.
I plan to spend all the days I got left on the water. It's where I belong.
Okay.
Everyone thinks I'm too young to be a ship's captain, but I'm going to prove them wrong.
That was weird because it's like he's looking at me, but also like looked at the character. It's like he broke the fourth wall. Yeah, if I'm So permadeath for me, it's like you can't make a character with a 20-page backstory if you are going to just lose them immediately. That is like the trade-off. That was something I kind of struggled with balancing for like the early playthroughs that I would do. So I find that what I do with permadeath characters is I always come up with just like it's almost like an improv exercise, right? Where you get thrown like a few different, it's like, oh, what race are they going to be, what gender are they going to be, like where are they going to start from, and you kind of make a backstory based on that, and then you kind of fill it out as you go, just based on like what's happened, like whenever creativity strikes you, so to speak. So I think you can still roleplay with permadeath. It's kind of just like roguelike permadeath roleplaying, or roguelike roleplaying, I guess you would say, where certainly you're not getting characters that have as deep of backstories, just undoubtedly.
Need something?
No.
Good day.
You're scaring me. But I think you still can do it.
What is it, Well? I've got more important things than you to tend to. Bye.
That is an amateur voice actor for sure. Definitely ETAC. Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance is amazing. I mean, yeah, this is, oh, the snow is the same. Interesting. Weird. So that's in shadow. This is odd. Here. Print screen of that. I started playing. I played like quite a few episodes of Kingdom Come Deliverance. I mean, this, Ultimate Skyrim is very much inspired by Kingdom Come Deliverance. There's a lot about that game that I really liked. Make sure I can stick with and really work with for a while. Yeah, I mean, this is what I mean. You can do that with permadeath. It's just if the part of the process that you enjoy is coming up with like an insanely detailed backstory before you even touch the game, then it does not work super well for permadeath, I would say. Because then you're really running the risk that this character is just gonna die like immediately, and it's like the surest way to make something not fun. However, I think if you are open to the idea of role-playing based on improv, right, like almost kind of coming up with a backstory on the fly instead of like pre-preparing it, or you like come up with like a little bit of something, right, but then kind of improvise as you go, then it can still be fun. Oh, whoa. Fluffy snow. Limited lives, say 5. Yeah, that's true too, Pumpkin Cake. I think for a role player who, like, the amount, for example, I did season 2, right, with our character Wraithen, who I'd like to revisit, or I'd like to kind of keep that story going. I have a couple different ideas for that. But the amount of time that I spent, like, writing and researching that character's backstory, I would feel uncomfortable using that character, even if I had, like, 5 lives, you know what I mean? It would make it better. I would feel probably a little less tense, but man, it just, because it can, if you really like pour your heart and soul into a character, it really can, like, it can feel like a real loss, if you're playing like a permadeath character and you gotta not do it. Excuse me. Thanks for hanging out, Murray. Yeah, I gotta get out of here pretty fucking quick here too. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and I'm gonna call it there. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I am, unfortunately, we're like right in the middle of a bunch of dev shit, and like it's really going to be changing a lot, like towards the end here. So yeah, hopefully it's still enjoyable. Yeah, Requiem Death, especially early game, you can just get steamrolled. I guess it just comes with like a experience. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to play it. It's really just whatever. I think whatever people enjoy. That's what they should do. Of course. Thank you guys all for joining me. Let me go ahead and see who I might raid. Who is online? This is like often my favorite part. Of course, y'all. This is like often my favorite part.
Oh, no.
Of course, y'all. Oh, shit, George. All right, there it is. Zero Period Productions. Raid Shadow Legends, of course. Y'all know our boy George. He is 0 Period Productions on YouTube. He makes a ton of Elder Scrolls content and is a really nice guy. I think he's playing ESO right now, so stick around for that. And he's the best, and I hope you guys will like him. Oh, of course. Thank you, Cyrus the Robo Mage. That's a cool username, by the way. Also, Sacroletius, thank you again for the raid. It's good to hear from you, to see you. And I will talk to y'all soon. I hope you have a wonderful week. Again, this next weekend is the last wedding that we have of the summer and last like major thing. We are going to be going to Hawaii like late in September for a week, but that's, in a while. So yeah, I'm going to work real hard to try and, I think, how about this? This is my promise to y'all, is that this list of things is going to be severely cut down by the time that I speak to you guys next week. I should be here regular time, 12 noon. Thank you, Alan. I will try to enjoy. I do like getting a haircut. Clearly I need one. You guys can probably see at this point. And yeah, it's about that time. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Please, everyone, stay safe out there. Shit is going ham again. So, just take care of yourselves. Stay hygienic. That's probably good policy anyway. Yeah, and we'll kick it next week, same time. All right. I love you. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
It's a very long line for the